6 things to make your fresher's CV shortlisted. If you're someone who has work experience, I believe that my tips over here will be equally important to you. My name is Julia George. I'm an ex-cabin crew for Qatar Airways for the past 10 years, where I have resigned from my last work position as a cabin service director. Stay tuned until the last minute of this video to find out how can you make your CV shortlisted and attend that assessment day. Start your CV with a beautiful photo of yourself in which you're smiling, you have that 5-star smile, you're shining with confidence, and please, very, very important, follow the guidelines on my video over here in which I'm suggesting to you how you should be looking on the passport size photo. You will never go wrong if you start your CV with the passport size photo. With the smile, I'm again emphasizing the smile is very important, and it's going to be one of the factors that will determine whether you are going to be selected to attend that assessment day or not. Important, please pay attention. Do not put a photo that you have taken in a way that looks like a selfie. I've seen candidates with CVs starting with a photo in which they have taken a selfie actually, which looks totally unprofessional. They don't smile with the teeth and they haven't been shortlisted. So please pay attention to the quality of the photo that you're gonna have in your CV. After you have put your beautiful photo in which you have followed the guidelines that I am telling you in my video over here, here comes the part where you should write a small cover sentence that is going to be easy to read. The recruitment team does not go to each and every paragraph, but they are skimming through the paragraphs of your CV. This is in case you are presenting the CV at an open day, but if you are definitely uploading your CV on your profile, it is equally important that you have a cover sentence, not necessarily long, but it should be a strong one. So let's say I'm applying for Etihad Airways. My great source of what type of cover sentence I should write will not be the general internet, but it will be Etihad Airways website, in particularly the career part. I'm going to read for you one very powerful sentence over here, and I'm going to give you an idea of a short cover sentence that you perhaps can make it, and feel free to modify it so you will not sound the same. Now it says over here, why Etihad? We don't just have a passion for travel. We have a passion for people too. We're looking for committed people to join our team, but we are equally as committed to helping you reach your full potential. Again, as I said, one very, very powerful sentence. If I was a candidate who's applying for Etihad Airways, my cover sentence would sound like this. I'm a person who doesn't only possess a passion for travel, but I also have a passion for people too. I am looking for a job within the multinational team in which I can be part of people who are committed and where I can grow and I can show my full potential and my skills that I have gained perhaps in the university that you are mentioning in your CV. A very small cover sentence, but in that case, when you're using words and sentences from the airline, and in particularly over here, they're expressing on what types of candidates they're looking for, you're basically serving yourself to the recruitment team as someone who's perfect. The perfect candidate for the cabin crew role of the airline you're applying for. Bottom line to this part of my video is, ladies and gentlemen, always write your cover sentence using paragraphs from the email, from the websites of the airline you want to apply for. Remember, do not copy paste the entire sentence, rather than use words that are going to express you and are going to demonstrate you as the candidate that they're looking for. The third part of your CV is your education. While many of you over there will be telling you that you're supposed to put your work experience, in this case you do not have a work experience, so we will go with the education. Write your highest degree of education that you have, but remember, if you possess a PhD, perhaps it would be nice if you put your bachelor degree if it's related to customer service. If your PhD is related to customer service or hospitality, then please by all means do mention it, but make sure you are very careful when you're putting your latest degree, as you don't want to be also looked as someone who's overqualified by education. So no matter which education you have, and I have mentioned in my previous video over here that you're supposed to actually have bachelor degree as a minimum, because you do not have a work experience, and the skills that you're going to be presenting in your CV should be equal to the time that you have spent in education, because if you have not been working, then most probably you have been studying. The airlines have the minimum age requirements of 21 years, so therefore in this case, as a compensation of your work experience would be an education, which is your bachelor degree. So make sure you write that nicely with all the details about your last education and the contact number, perhaps, if the airline in case wants to check that and confirm that. The most important part comes of your CV, and those are your key skills. Now, in your online application, you're required to put your key skills, and there is no joke when they ask you for your key skills, as the airline want to know what are you able to do, and are you actually someone who possesses key skills to be part of the cabin crew team. Remember in my previous video over here, I have given an idea on what are the key skills required about for the cabin crew role. Feel free to go through it, but I'm gonna emphasize even in this video, if some of the key skills does not belong to you, even if your CV gets shortlisted, because you're gonna nicely write it down later on when you go and speak to the recruitment team, and when you will be presenting yourself, if they see that that key skill actually doesn't belong to you, you will be eliminated. So therefore, my suggestion is to have 8 to 10 key skills in your CV, and those key skills that will be in your CV, make sure you write the same key skills in your online application, as that is something that the system will recognize. Your online application contains the key skills, and your CV contains the same key skills which are required to be a cabin crew. Again, please have a look on my video over here. And again, my strong suggestion is write the key skills that you are actually good at and that you know how to display them while you will be answering the questions to the recruitment team. One important part of your CV that perhaps you haven't paid attention to are your hobbies. The hobbies is something that will definitely present you as a person with outgoing personality and great interpersonal skills. Yet you have to put hobbies that are totally belonging to you, hobbies that you actually do, and not hobbies that you actually have copy-pasted. I'm gonna give you a list of hobbies that will present you as a person with outgoing personality and great interpersonal skills. But again, if they don't belong to you, you shouldn't write it down, because later when the recruitment team will be holding your CV, they might ask you about a certain hobby of yours. You might get blank and you might not be able to answer. So therefore, please write the hobbies that are relevant to you, that you would love to do. And I'm sorry to say this, in the aviation industry, in particularly in the job description called cabin crew, there is absolutely no room for introverts, because your job is related to communication with people. And in all the cabin crew requirements, beside love for passion, beside being surrounded with people, it's written that you should possess an outgoing personality and you should have great interpersonal skills. Socially interactive hobbies would be going to concerts, would be taking yoga classes or any other sports activities that are in a group, going to comedy shows where there is a lot of laughter, going to language courses, basically hobbies that are related to groups, and hobbies that are asking you to have an interaction with people, because this is actually what you have been you wanted to do. And as I have mentioned, the social interaction is an important part of our cabin crew role. Therefore, choose your hobbies in your CV wisely. A gentleman has also written in one of the paragraphs in his CV as a hobby family time. Family time cannot be a hobby if you're applying for the job position cabin crew. Family time is something that we all have on our daily basis. Now, therefore, again, choose your hobbies wisely. Last part of the CV that I suggest is languages. Write down all the languages that you speak. Many of you are going into details as writing with dots how much you are speaking the language. I suggest you not to do it. Either write fluent or your basic, depend on the level of the communication, as the recruitment team will not sit and watch and evaluate the dots on how much you're speaking the language. You just feel free to name the language that you're speaking, and perhaps when you will be interacting with the recruitment team, you can tell them how fluent you are in that language, where you have learned the language. This is something very important when the recruitment team will be looking at your CV. If you're, let's say, participating in an open day, they can actually catch up any paragraph of your CV and they can ask you. You have to be very well prepared to speak about your CV and the paragraphs and the things that you have mentioned it inside, and at no point of time you should look insecure while you're talking about your CV, because your CV is actually you. I want to close up this chapter of 6 things that will make a fresher CV to be selected with highlighting and telling to you that I seriously do not believe in the format of having a CV of 1 page. Remember, you are a fresher. You have not gained a work experience yet. Try to divide those columns to look pleasant and nice for the eyes, because if you stick those small columns to put it like literally on 1 page, all of them, believe me, the recruitment team will be having hard time to focus and to find things. My honest advice to you is to write all the columns of your CV nicely, as I said, starting from your photo, ending up with the languages that you speak in a format that is pleasant for the eyes of the recruiter. Yet do not split them so much. If you're someone now fresher who does not have a work experience, it will be nice if you can divide everything into 2 pages. So therefore you will look like a person with a little higher credibility than someone who just does not have any work experience. With having all these things said, please don't forget to text and to comment down your outcome of the CV that you have made it, perhaps using my format over here. And if you have gotten shortlisted, please do let me know. And remember, do not underestimate the power of each and every paragraph in your CV. As a fresher, they're super important to you. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification button for the new videos that are coming up. Until then, stay blessed and have a nice day.